Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. The Israelites have been scattered across the four corners of the earth, as prophesied in Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter. Here at Israel United in Christ, we need your help to recover the remnant of our people, teach them the gospel. Please help us, support us, and join or donate to the Booster Club today. Shalom.
Because God says there's a kingdom on earth that is going to await you. You're going to be the rulers of the earth at some point. So when you read about the kingdom of heaven, it says it's going to be a wall great and high. Matter of fact, hold this and get that real quick. Watch this.
Revelations, chapter 21 and verse 12. And it had a great...
Read up at 10.
Verse 10. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven.
So it's talking about the kingdom of heaven. Remember he read, the righteous is scarcely going to be saved? Meaning what? You're going to barely slide in the doors as they close it, and everything behind you is going to be left out. Right? Go ahead.
Holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God.
So the kingdom of heaven is what he's talking about right here. Go ahead.
Having the glory of God, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as a crystal, and had a wall great and high.
That's the point I wanted to get to. It had a wall. So when you go into the kingdom of heaven, there's a wall between you and those that are left on the outside. It had a wall great and high, right? Now go, keep this and go back here. So now read that.
Isaiah 66 and verse 24.
Start at 4.
24. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcass of the men that have transgressed against me.
So they're going to go to the top of that wall and look over the wall at the people that didn't make it in. Remember, the righteous shall scarcely be saved, meaning they're barely going to make it in and the door going to close behind them. So then they're going to go, after they make it in, they're going to go to the top of the wall and look over at the carcasses of the men that didn't make it in.
That's right.
So if you didn't make it into the kingdom, what are you? Dead. You're a carcass. Right. You're a dead body.
That's right.
That's why it says if you break this least commandment, you're going to be least in the kingdom of heaven. You're going to die. You're not going to make it in at all. That was the point of that. So now go back to the kingdom of heaven real quick, because I want to show you who it's for.
Revelations 21 and verse 12.
Start at 10.
Verse 10. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high, and it had 12 gates.
So it had 12 gates. It had a wall great and high, and it has 12 gates. 12 entrances. Read.
And at the gates, 12 angels.
Just think that. Number 12. Keep that 12 in your mind. Keep this 12 in your mind. Because this is the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. So the kingdom have 12 gates, and it got 12 angels at the gates, meaning there's guards. There are guards for it. Have you ever been to the club? I hate to use an unrighteous example, but I'm going to use one. Have you ever been to a club? What's sitting outside the club?
Security.
A security. To do, what are they there for? Checking IDs, but why are they checking the IDs? To do what?
See if you're above age.
To let you in and to keep others out.
That's right.
You see that? That's why there's going to be angels at the gates. To let those in that's supposed to be in and keep those out that are supposed to be out.
That's right.
Come on.
And names written thereon.
So here's names that are written on the gates.
Which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
So the names that are written on these entrances are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
That's
so if you're calling yourself an African American and you walk up and they say, all right, what tribe are you? and you say African American, ain't no African American written on none of these gates. Are you coming in? Hell no.
Teacher.
So guess what? You got to know what tribe you from.
That's right.
That's the whole importance of knowing your nationality. But guess what? Our nationalities have been stripped from us when they brought us over here on slave ships, in chains. They took our names, our nationality, our heritage, our biblical reference, our history.
That's right.
The Bible is our history book.
Right.
You see that? So you must know what tribe you're from. And you must even know that you are the children of Israel. Go give me the Spirit beareth witness.
He is made of one
Give me
blood,
that.
all nations.
The scriptures say the Spirit beareth witness.
Everybody.
We'll deal with you if you get out. We'll deal with you because we'll use you to edify our people.
That's right.
Let's get it.
Teacher.
The book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
So the Bible says the Spirit itself, it'll bear witness with your spirit to show you that you are indeed the children of God.
That's right.
Do anybody know any history about when Moses went and parted the Red Sea? He took the children of Israel out of Egypt. He led them into the wilderness, and he went and got the laws from God in the mount, and then he came back and he gave us the laws of God. So after he gave us the laws of God, he said, if you do not keep them, God is going to curse you as a people.
That's
You're going to
right,
receive
right.
all these evil things as a nation.
Right.
This is what God is telling us. We are the people that it was talking about. Now we're going to read some of the curses, and you tell me if you bear record with any of these curses.
Bring it out.
Jump to verse 32.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So if you break God's laws, your sons and your daughters are going to be given to a whole nother race of people.
That's right.
Did that happen to us? Was our race not given to a whole nother race?
That's right. Teach.
Yes, it did. Remember what we read? The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit. So if what we read bears witness with your spirit, you are one of the children of God.
That's
Now
right.
you got to now once we read it, we got to understand why did it happen and what do we do to get out of it? Because at the end of the day, we don't stay like this. We read these curses to identify us, and then we say, okay, now what's next? Now where do we go from here? How do we get back to God? Because God says there's a kingdom on earth that is going to await you. You're going to be the rulers of the earth at some point.
That's right.
But right now, you got to come back to who you truly are. So it said your sons and your daughters will be given to a whole nother race of people. Come on.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
It says, and your eyes would look and fail for longing for them all the day long. Because when the slave masters, they sold our children to other plantations, sold our families to other plantations, there was nothing that we can do about it but look and cry. There was nothing what's that movie? 12 Years a Slave. When they took that woman's child and they sold it to another plantation, she was chasing that carriage crying. And there wasn't nothing she could do about it. Those are things that actually happened. They're showing you your history through a movie. I'm showing you your history through a Bible.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Through your actual history book. Come on.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
Meaning you would be powerless to stop it.
That's right.
Hell, let's bring it up to today. If CPS come in your house and take your kids from you, what can you do about it? Nothing. You see that? They still do it today.
That's right.
You see that? We are the people of the book. Go to verse 37.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37.
Bring it out.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword amongst all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
So it says, and we will become a proverb, a byword. A proverb is a wise saying. It's an old wise saying. Like, for instance, you want to hide something from a Negro? Put it in the book. You see that? Because all this history actually been in the Bible forever. And we just now learning it as a people. Why? Because we wouldn't read it. They didn't allow us to read or write as slaves. Those effects are still on us today as a people.
That's right.
We'd rather go look at the news than actually read the newspaper. Why? Because we were destroyed as a people in colonialism and slavery, shackles and chains.
Right.
God said that would happen to you if you don't keep the commandments. An astonishment, meaning what? Astonishment is like a wow, really? Like for instance, you can take 50 black people out the hood, put them in a park for a barbecue. What's going to end up happening? Are they going to get along that whole time?
Hopefully, yeah, but no.
Yeah, we hope. We hope. But guess what? Throw a little alcohol, a little weed in the mix, throw a little music, hip hop in the mix. Next thing you know, somebody gonna be fighting.
That's right.
The strongest people on the face of the earth, because who is stronger than us? Nobody. The strongest people on the face of the earth cannot get along for 4 hours at a barbecue.
Come on, T.
But it's not our fault.
I didn't say it was, but I'm showing you that God said you would become an astonishment. Because at the end of the day, when I'm gonna use sports as an example, let's look at football and basketball. We dominate that stuff.
We do.
If you look at the inventions, we invented the stoplight. We invented the car. We invented the pacemaker, the heart machine. We invented all this, the cell phone. We invented all this stuff, but can't get along for a damn thing. That's what God said. You will become an astonishment.
That's right.
When you move into a predominantly white or any other race neighborhood, the first thing they say is, there goes the neighborhood. Because that we are called an astonishment. You see that? What are we reading? The Bible. They don't bring this out in your Christian churches to prove to you who you are. So it says you will become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword. A byword is literally changing your nationality.
That's right.
They just came up with African American in 1985.
Right.
Hell, I was born in 1980. He was born in 1960. They change our nationality every few years. We were called African American. We were called
Afro-American.
we were called Negro, Afro American,
Colored, yeah.
blacks, coloreds. They called us everything but who God says that we are, the children of Israel.
That's right.
You see that? We're called everything but that. That's a byword because you wonder why. Hold on, I'm gonna show you why. Hold that and go back to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. I'm gonna show you why. That's a good thing to wonder. Now let's let God give you the answer.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
You're the holy people. Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee
You're the chosen people.
to be a special people
You're the special people.
unto himself above all people.
But they teach us in the church everybody is equal.
Above all people.
But right now we at the bottom. What does God say we are?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
See why they don't want you to know you're the Israelites? Because God says that you are above all people. So guess what? If they're, I'll get to your question in 1 second. So guess what? If they're at the top of society right now because they robbed, raped, pillaged, destroyed, are they going to teach the actual people who's supposed to be in that place that they're the greatest above them? No, they're not. They're going to give you what? They're going to give you drugs in your communities. They're going to give you liquor stores on every corner. They're going to give you guns in your community, let you kill yourself, and then they come clean up the rest. They're going to build prisons all over the place to keep us stored away, to not allow us to learn who we are. There's a reason they don't want us to learn who we are. Because at the end of the day, there's a kingdom that we are going to have. So if they never learned that they're the Israelites, how are they going to get the kingdom and rule the earth? You see that? So let's keep them from understanding who they are. Hold that and give me, let's cut them off from being a nation. And then we're going to go back to the curses. That's why they want you to think you're an African American, a Mexican,
Native Israelites.
right, and they want you to think that they're God's people when they're not.
That's right.
We are the ones. We are the ones. But we must come back to knowing that we are the ones, and then do
Living by the
what
law.
exactly. There you go.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.